Minasan konnichiwa, ohayo gozaimasu, konbanwa, Sakura Sakyoku desu. Genki desu ka? Look, it's not my fault, alright? School's hard, okay? I had technical difficulties with cameras and stuff. Listen, it's hard. I would never purposely neglect my Sakyokukis. It's a terrible name. Anywho, so crazy story. Let's start from the beginning. So this past summer, one day my mom was going to the gym and she was like, "Hey, Devin, you want to come with me?" And I was like, "Shoot, yeah, I'm fat. Let's go." My initial plan was to play some ball at the basketball court that most LA Fitnesses have available. Cause you know I'd be out there shaking, baking, posting them up, quaking, getting buckets. I'm like Takanori Akage in that post, fam, just So we get to the gym and the ugly dude in the front desk informs us that they did not have a basketball court. And I was like, dang. But my mom was still gonna be in her Zumba class for an hour, so I had to do something. My brother had got me into kickboxing recently and I saw these full-size heavy bags from a distance, so I said, cool, that's my cardio. Hit the bag for about 20 minutes, practicing my body kicks. And I had to do the weights. It had been a while since I lifted, so I wasn't gonna go too hard. And I played high school football, so lifting wasn't foreign to me, but I was a little rusty. I just did some chest, back, shoulders, nothing crazy. And then you get your bench press, your pec flies, one arm rolls, etc. After it was all over, my body felt really tight, which just made me feel built. So I'm walking around the gym like, hey man, finish your set. Little did I notice I hadn't stretched enough before, and especially after my workout. 2 days later, my boy Day hits me up and he's like, "Bat, we finna hoop. You coming?" And I'm like, yeah. We played a few games and afterwards I was like, dude, my back is really tight. Like it feels like Sub-Zero just iceballed my thoracolumbar fascia. Ugh. A couple of days pass by and the tightness goes away. Once more, my boy Day hits me up and he's like, "Bat, we finna hoop. You coming?" Yeah. We get there and the gym is lit. We ended up playing at least 8 games and many of them were full court. That night, I come home and I notice my lower back is hurting again. And I'm like, what the French toast is this? I ignore it and somehow go to sleep. The next day, the pain gets worse and I'm like, okay, this ain't cool. I'm pretty tough, so I won't complain about pain unless it's really bad. Fast forwarding to about 4 a.m., I am in the most pain that I've had in a long time. And I'm doing everything, stretching, praying, drinking water, taking a leave, melatonin, bathing Epsom salt, everything. And when I start feeling some numbness in my left leg and I'm like, oh heck no, I am not about to be Jimmy from Degrassi tonight, let's go. I hit my mom up and I'm like, hey mom, can we go to the hospital? And she's like, is that bad? Mother at Heights. I started driving to the preferred hospital, which was the Claremont Hospital, but before I could get halfway, my back starts to hurt really bad. It felt like a parasite monster was gonna come out of my back and be like, Sub-Zero. My mom starts driving like Danica Patrick to get me to the hospital. However, we had to go to a less credible hospital that shall remain nameless since the pain was so bad. It was closer. We pull up at the hospital, I hop out, practically limping, and I go to the front desk. The lady at the front desk was really nice, but she didn't really understand the kind of pain I was in. And instead of being rushed somewhere I could receive some attention, I had to wait in the lobby and sign some papers. So we're waiting in the lobby. I can't sit because staying still will just make the pain worse. So I'm walking around, pacing around, just like, what is my life? So after waiting 30 minutes, a nurse comes out looking like Olive McConan, and she's like, Devin Morrison? I'm like, finally, whew, let's do it. Mind you, it's 5 in the morning. Now, for those of you who are studying to become nurses or you are nurses, please understand that it is somewhat your responsibility to make your patient feel somewhat at peace, Especially if he or she's in a lot of pain. I tell her what happened to my back and how much pain I'm in, and she's like, we're going to take your weight first. Wait a minute, I have to wait until the scale sets to 0. Okay. And I'm thinking, well, dang, DJ Khaled, you mind telling me how much I weigh? Less than you, I suppose, with your old fat forgive me, that wasn't nice. But neither was taking my blood pressure and being quiet the entire time, not once inquiring about my pain levels. My blood pressure was like 150 over something, and I'm like, is that high? And she's like, it's a little bit high. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, because I'm in freaking pain! Honestly, guys, I was really nice to her. Alright, but I'm just now letting out my frustration, so bear with me. She tells us to go wait in the lobby again, so we go wait in the lobby again. 20 minutes later, I hear my name called, and I'm like, oh, finally! I see an Indian dude across the glass window walking one way, so I mirror his direction like, where we going, Doc? Where we going? He sits down at another window, and I'm like, son of a baka, why? And then he's like, okay, Mr. Morrison, do you have insurance? And I'm like, that's a very, I don't know what you're implying. Do you have health insurance? I don't understand the question. Do you have an insurance card? Or okay, I believe I had one with my college, but I left it at home. So, okay, we can take care of that later. Right, yes. Thank you, my friend. Then after waiting another 20 minutes, we finally get to the ER. But guess who I have to follow? You guessed it, Dr. McConan Khaled. And she's walking ever so slow. Just taking her sweet, juicy time. We get to the ER room and the RN is like, okay, Devin, your physicist will be here shortly. In the meantime, can I get a urine sample? Yes, I can do that. I had drank a lot of water before coming, so my urine sample was looking like a Pokemon Crystal cartridge. TMI, I know. Anywho, I get back and they give me some muscle relaxers and some ibuprofen. Then they call me up to get x-rays. I get the x-rays and I walk back to the room. The muscle relaxer puts me to sleep, finally, and then later I'm awakened by the sound of the physicist. They must have put weed in that muscle relaxer because I was high. Da, 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 da. The physicist basically says, I think you just pulled a muscle, so there's some inflammation. I'm looking at her like she just stole my last chicken nugget. Like, really? The doctor leaves, and my mom is like, oh, Devin, we still have your appointment. What appointment? With the Asian massage place. I asked the doctor if it was okay that I get a massage, and she was like, sure, just make sure they take it easy down there. No promise, Doc. Devin! No, sometimes their hands are strong. Shortly after, we finally leave the hospital. Now, we're walking to the car. I'm still high from those muscle relaxers, so I'm trying my best to walk normal, but I'm pretty sure I look like this. We drove to the massage parlor, and when we got there, we met one of the new owners, who's also a physical therapist. White guy, real cool dude. We informed him about my appointment and what happened with my back and all the details. Oh man, it sounds like you might have torn a small muscle in your lower back, pinching a nerve. Yeah. You know what happens is it causes the muscles around it to go into recovery mode. Yeah. I recommend not treating it with heat, just ice it up. And I'm like, I spent the whole night at a hospital full of doctors and physicians that barely told me what you just broke down in 5 minutes. Should've went to Claremont, man. So he greenlights me for the massage, and then a bunch of fine Chinese women start walking in, talking very loudly. One of them ushers me into a private room, and her English wasn't so great, so I had to use my English dictation. Your shirt, take off. Oh, okay, sure. whatever you want. She leaves the room. And so I start looking around the room, and it's all dim with candlelight and sensual Chinese music, and I'm just like, this is just nice. This is just nice. I take off my shirt and I lay on the massage table. She comes back, tugs my jeans, and is like, pants too, take off. And I'm like, oh, okay. She leaves, I take off, and I lay on the massage table again. Now, my face is down, so all I can see is the floor. She comes back into the room, closes the door, and I hear her hands with the massage oil, and I'm just like... She then starts going in. Okay? 10 seconds in, and it's already hands down the best massage I've ever had in my life. Now, little did I know, this was actually an hour-long full body massage. I'm thinking everything is just neck, back, shoulders, side, arms, until she does this thing where she massages from the top of my shoulders and then goes down until I feel her hands press them out into my butt cheek, and I'm like, oh Jesus. She goes back up, does the same move again, but this time she squeezes it, and I'm like, then Ling Ling got the nerve to whisper in my ear, is that okay? And I'm like, yeah. Now see, I'm not used to people touching my gluteus maximus, so when she started really getting into the glute tissue, my body's natural reflex is to protect. When endangered, KIT. Keep it tight. And then she's like, relax. And I'm like, look, girl, we ain't even talk about our dreams and aspirations yet. I think we're moving too fast. She starts doing something else and I'm like, phew. Then she re-lubricates her hands and starts massaging my legs. At first, she was just doing my calves, so I was like, cool, yeah, thanks. Calves been a little tight. Been running around getting this money, you know. Then she starts going up to my thigh area, and I'm like, is that okay? Yeah, just thinking about this money. Woo, word is bond. She starts doing this thing with my inner thigh, and I'm like, girl, keep this up. I'm cooking breakfast. She then tells me to turn over, and I'm like, oh, snap. So I turn over, and I'm looking up thinking, relax, Devin, relax. She starts massaging my torso, and I'm like, ooh, my chest. Jesus, I need you to cool the waters of Jordan right now. She finishes my torso and goes on to do my lower body. When I tell you Ling Ling was testing the waters, fam, I mean, she was going up the leg and I'm just like, Jesus, help me. She goes down and then she squeezes back up the leg and I'm like, see, girl, you were 1 inch away from me switching out that CD with some Jodeci. Keep playing with me. Don't tempt me, Satan. The massage ends, she wipes me down and I put my clothes back on like, so I'll call you tomorrow? No? Okay. I come out the room, I see my mom in the waiting room and she's like, well, how was it? It was alright. Meanwhile, the owner's looking at me like, you enjoyed the massage, didn't you, black man? But yeah, my back feels much better now. I still feel it from time to time, but it's better. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna try to be more consistent with these videos. Some of y'all are getting zesty. Where the heck are the videos, man? I know you have a life, but whatever. Hurry up. As always, Sakura Sakyaku desu. Arigatou gozaimashita. Mata ne. Don't tempt me, Satan!